Hi guys, Mr. Elam here. This is for Art One. How are you? We are going to start our next project, which is found poetry. All right, we're all going to be poets. You're going to create some wonderful, wonderful poetry. But most of you are saying, I don't know how to write poetry. I don't understand it. That's fine. That's fine. We've got some things that you can do. We are going to make found poetry. Uh, and I'll read this to you. Students are to take a page out of a book and create a poem from existing words by circling them and then creating a visual around the poem. Students can use any medium to create their found poem using the following guidelines. Students can use any medium they want. So you can use pencil, marker, watercolor, colored pencil, anything you want to use, you can use to make your found poem. If you need materials, let me know. I will get them for you. There will be an attached Google form with this that you need to fill out so that I know what you need. Students are to use a page from an old book, newspaper, magazine, anything with a bunch of text. Okay, the words you choose need to create a well-composed poem, not just random words. When you put those words together, they need to mean something. They need to make a sentence, that sort of thing. Your visual should go along with the poem. It shouldn't be some random picture that has nothing to do with the poem unless it's more decorative. Okay. And last of all, be creative. Um, if we look down here, here are a couple found poems that I've done. What I'm doing here, move this out the way. We'll zoom this in. You know, if you zoom in, move this out of the way real quick. Um, you can see this poem is about America. I pulled it off out of some book, and I actually cut the paper around the image after I got it done. Did this with watercolor, pen, a little bit of colored pencil, and some marker. I used a little bit of everything on that. America, uh, and goes on to talk about America and stuff. This one talks about racism in society and such. And it's like the devil is what it basically talks about. So you get an idea there. These are some more, just incorporating the words. I'm actually letting the words create the flow. Let this design create the flow of the poems. These are other from other people that have done this project before. I'm going to lower this a little bit so you can see a little bit more. Money took his family and the children rebuilt everything, and it basically talking about the world. I like this. The background's a little bit more. Could use a little bit more. Someone went all out on this. You could do as much as you want. You can cover up the words. It doesn't need to be there. You can look through here and see what other people are doing. Very interesting stuff. These are some. This is from our classes. These are kids that have actually done stuff and can be simple. Culture and time are not absolute. Very simple statement, but the visual is there with it. So you need to be sure you're creating the visual. Hate crimes. You know, think about how, uh, think about what words are on the page, and what you want to do is find the words that mean something to you. Don't just pick words to pick words. Let them work together. Remember, you need nouns, you need verbs, you need to have adjectives and stuff. Um, where do you find these things? Maybe you have an old book. I'm going to pull this up here so you can see me. Maybe you have an old book that you might want to use. That's a breast cancer book. I took something out of it. So, you can rip a page out of it. I didn't use the old lady here. You can rip a page out of it. You could find a magazine or a newspaper. Maybe you want to take a section of the newspaper, cut it out, and actually work with it. You could use that as your basis. Um, a magazine. You're probably wondering, why you got a 17 magazine? Who doesn't have a subscription to 17? Come on. Another old book. So these are things that you guys can use for right now for the found poetry projects. This is one that I just did. I just cut this out a little bit ago, and I started circling the words for the poem itself. And it deals with social implications of industrialized stuff. I just, whatever you want the poem to say, you need to find it within there. You're going to circle your words, and then you're going to create the visual around it. You can let it create flow. You can add color to it. You want them to be readable, though. You can't just cover them up and expect people to see them. You need to make sure that the words are bold and that people can see what you're trying to say. Okay? That is going to be a big part of this. Now it's a lot of people want to know, Mr. Elam, what should I write? It is up to you. You're the ones being creative here. That's number 5. Be creative. You need to think about what you want to say. I don't want you to sit here and think, okay, what does Mr. Elam want me to do the poem about? It doesn't matter. It's what you're finding. It's what's within you, what you see in that page, the words that come out to you, and the words that you are putting together. Now the visual needs to go along with that somehow. Once you have that poem, how would you visualize it? What do you want to put on there? This is up to you. This is going to be a relatively small piece, roughly this piece of paper is 6 by 9. I have other ones that I've done. I'll make this bigger again. This is one that I did, and you can do a lot of different things on these with these poems. It can be really, really interesting. So that's what I want you guys to think about. I want you to do a little research. I want you to find the first thing you need to do is that you need to find your page that you're going to be working from a magazine, from a newspaper, from a book, an old book, whatever. You need to find that. You need to start creating your poem. You may want to pull 3 or 4 pages out and try different things. So that's what you're going to be working with. Okay? Once you have your poem circled and ready to go, then you start thinking about how you want to do your visual. And that's up to you too. It's all creative. You're coming up with the ideas. You're having that do that. All right? So if you have any questions, please contact me. There's going to be a Google form along with this that need to be turned in. So you need to make sure you get that to me. All right. Thanks a lot. I'll talk to you guys later.